Don't forget to enter our Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is like the video and comment. Hey guys, the 4th episode of the final season just ended, and wow, I'm still in shock. It was a pretty good episode overall. It was a build-up episode for the last war, the battle for the Iron Throne, that comes in episode 5 directed by Miguel Sapochnik, and that's when the things will actually go down. Dany lost almost everything in a span of 2 episodes. Firstly, Jorah Kono and most of her armies in a fight against the Night King, and now before the battle against Cersei even started, she has already lost her dragon Rhaegal. Dany also lost one of her most loyal advisors and friends, Missandei, that's been with her almost from the very beginning, and on top of that she's lost her in the most Game of Thrones style way possible, so brutal and unjust death. All I want now is vengeance. Cersei woke the dragon and she will suffer the consequences in episode 5, Fire and Blood. Lady Olenna Tyrell was right back in season 7 when she said to Dany be a dragon. She'll finally be one in episode 5. Dany has lost almost everything, and if Cersei thinks she's safe just because she invited citizens inside Red Keep, she's up for a big surprise. And honestly, what was that Tyrion's look after Missandei's beheading? He was like, don't, stay calm, don't kill my sister, don't attack the Red Keep. Even though she's literally killed Missandei in front of them, and Dany's left with no choice. I can guarantee you Dany and the Unsullied will go on an execution spree in King's Landing, and I think that will be exactly what Cersei wanted. If Cersei did not want to attack King's Landing and the Red Keep, Cersei would not be stupid enough to behead Missandei. Cersei wants Dany to attack, and we'll find out why exactly in the upcoming episode. Perhaps she has one more trick up in her sleeve. I think Cersei has worked out this entire plan in her head, and will now watch it play out. Perhaps she wants Dany to unleash Drogon and start burning King's Landing, bringing Cersei opportunity to use many Qyburn Scorpions to bring her last dragon down, and then use the Golden Company, Lannisters and Euron's forces to deal with the remains of Dany's forces. Or perhaps she intends to get them all fighting inside the capital, and then burn them all with wildfire. One way or another, Cersei's face expression she gives Dany after killing Missandei is basically telling your move now. Anyways, let's get back to the beginning. The episode expectedly opens up in Winterfell, where we see the ruins of the aftermath of the Battle of Winterfell. Everyone is tired, but before they can rest they need to burn the dead and pay their respects to those many who were lost, including Theon Greyjoy, Lyanna and Jorah Mormont, Beric Dondarrion, Ed Kono and many more. Dany's got her final moment with Jorah, kissing him on forehead as a final farewell to her most loyal protector. Here we see the mass funeral pyres with the surviving characters in attendance. From left to right, the torchbearers are Tormund, Jon, Sansa, Arya, Grey Worm, Dany and Sam. Also present are Jon Royce, Davos Seaworth, Bran, Ghost Varys, Missandei, Brienne, Tyrion and Jaime. As the dead burn, the scene cuts to the celebration. Dany legitimizes Gendry and makes him Lord of Storm's End. He's the last with Baratheon blood, and his support brings her more power and more fighting men. This proves once again that Dany does not hold children guilty of their father's crimes and doings. King Robert thought Rhaegar kidnapped and raped Lyanna, so he went into rebellion, had every Targaryen killed, and even attempted to have his assassins kill Dany and her unborn child, and Dany could have done the same. She could have said to Gendry, your father usurped my family, almost killed all of us and exiled us, every Baratheon I get my hands on will die, but she didn't. Dany, much like Jon, doesn't hold children guilty of their father's doings, and I actually predicted Gendry would get legitimized in one of my Gendry videos. I said that if Dany allowed Tyrion to become her most trusted advisor whose father did more crimes to House Targaryen than Robert did, I don't see why Dany would not legitimize Gendry if he would bend the knee and swear his loyalty to her. Anyways, then we have Gendry Arya scene. He asks her to marry him, he asks her to be his wife, the Lady of Storm's End, but she says no, that's not me. The reason behind this no is because she has some unfinished business, and it will not be before then that Arya decides to settle down. This was confirmed by some official teases. Maisie Williams said this for Arya's story for season 8. There's this split with Arya between trying to be who she wants to be, getting back to that naivete and innocence with her family, and her unfinished business. Arya's got to finish one last mission, shut the Green Eyes, Cersei's eyes, and she will be accompanied by the Hound on that mission. Rory McCann, who plays the Hound, also hinted at this when he gave us a hint at a confrontation between the Hound and the Mountain by saying, there will be a chance of squaring up to his brother and facing those demons. Still, Gendry gets his last moment with Arya. A bit luckier than Gendry is Jaime, who finally sees that Brienne is the right woman for him, the one who brings the best out of him. Tyrion, Pod, Brienne and Jaime play a game, the same game Tyrion played in earlier seasons with Bronn and Shy. Tyrion asks Brienne if she's a virgin and then she leaves. Tormund also comes over to them, but then Jaime gets in the way and follows Brienne and the two finally make love. One just has to be happy to see these two together, although also a bit sad for Tormund. I'm sure he'll find himself some other big woman now that he settles in the north. Sansa and the Hound finally share the scene together. Sansa tells him how she fed Ramsay to the hounds. The Hound says, "You've changed, little bird," the same nickname he's been calling her since season 1. Before we leave Winterfell for Dragonstone and King's Landing, plans are being made for attack on King's Landing. Tyrion and other consultants warn Dany not to rush on King's Landing. She doesn't want to listen. Jon is apprehensive and Sansa wants the North to stop fighting altogether, after what they've been through. Dany saw how Jon was loved by the people, so later she goes to his chambers and they talk. She wishes he didn't tell her, etc., and then Jon said he will tell the truth to his family, even though Dany doesn't want anyone to know. Arya and Sansa got told at the Godswood with Bran. They support Jon over Dany because she's not one of them. The pack sticks together. Sansa later told his secret to Tyrion and he told Varys. Tyrion and Varys seemingly believe Jon would make a better king as well, even though Tyrion does say they would rule together. It seems they believe Dany is becoming the Mad Queen. Varys reminds Tyrion that his loyalty stands with the people, reminding him that if he sees better fit ruler, he's going to side with that one, and it seems that Varys will switch sides and choose Jon. I'm more and more certain the two will make their best to assure it's Jon rather than Dany who gets the Iron Throne, which sucks a bit because Dany really trusted Tyrion and believed him to be her most trusted advisor. Also, Bronn finally appears. He reveals to the Lannister brothers that he's come to assassinate them on Cersei's orders. But of course he's not doing it, because remember, whatever they are paying him, Tyrion will always pay double. After all, Bronn likes the Lannister brothers much more than he likes the Queen, and additionally Bronn doesn't really need money anymore. As he said to Jaime in season 7, he's got plenty of gold, but all he doesn't have and eagerly wants is the Promised Castle and the highborn beauty for wife. Cersei could secure him all of that, but Bronn is smart enough to realize Cersei cannot win this war at the end. Bronn was offered Highgarden by Tyrion. A bit later, most of the main characters leave Winterfell, except Sansa, Sam, Gilly and Tormund, who are staying far from the war, in the north. Taking into account that this is where the Wilding story arc led by Tormund ends, I'm a bit sad that Ghost goes with Tormund on Jon's request. This means that it's probably the last we've seen of Ghost. Jaime is going south as well, but he has seemingly betrayed Dany and the Starks. Brienne cried when he left, and before that told him all the bad things he has done or would have done. As Targaryen fleet travels from White Harbor to Dragonstone with Dany riding Drogon accompanied by Rhaegal, Euron's fleet launches a surprise attack on their fleet. The outcome, Rhaegal killed by Euron, who seemingly did not miss a shot with his scorpion, and Missandei is captured. Euron killing Rhaegal with a scorpion is probably a aesthetically appealing rewrite of Euron killing dragons with a horn in the books. At King's Landing, Cersei invites all the small folk to hide behind their walls, earning their loyalty, when in reality she's inviting them inside to use them as a shield from Dany and her dragons. At Dragonstone, after Rhaegal has just been killed and Missandei kidnapped, Dany with her allies and advisors discusses what to do next. They decide to go to the capital to negotiate with Cersei, but negotiations are done with and Cersei orders the Mountain to behead Missandei. If I'm being honest, such brutal and unjust death in Game of Thrones has not been seen for a very long time. Since the Red Wedding, I'd say. We now also know what Kit Harington, an actor who plays Jon Snow, talking about in his recent interview. One of my favorite episodes is 4, because the characters have seemingly got what they needed. The world is safe now. They are celebrating and saying goodbye to lost friends. But as an audience you're going, this is only episode 4, something's going to happen. And that's the cool thing, because I think the characters are aware of this as well. There's something twisted and uncomfortable about it. It's so Shakespearean. One's just got to feel bad for Dany and especially for Grey Worm. Then again, ever since Missandei and Grey Worm planned their future earlier on in this season about how they would go to Missandei's homeland and how he would protect her there, it was pretty much confirmed one of them was going to die, and it was going to be either Grey Worm in the Battle of Winterfell or Missandei, and now we know. Missandei of Nath with a good heart was loyal to her queen to the bitter end. Her death marks the beginning of the Battle of King's Landing, the Battle of the Iron Throne. I can guarantee Grey Worm and his Unsullied will go nuts after this, and so will Dany. They will unleash all they have on Cersei, but unfortunately, as I said in the beginning of this video, I think that's exactly what Cersei wanted. By the look she gives them, it just feels like she wants them to attack right there and right now. Perhaps she wants Dany to bring her last dragon so they could shoot him down as well, or perhaps she wants them to storm King's Landing so she could use wildfire to burn them all. Episode 5, the Battle of King's Landing, is going to be one big epic battle episode, and by the end of it we'll know who won the Game of Thrones. We'll know who survives and who doesn't. This is the last war. There are so many leaked photos and so much information we know about episode 5 and the Battle of King's Landing, but obviously this is episode 4 breakdown, and so we'll not talk about those spoilers here. Video regarding everything we know about episode 5 is currently making, and it will be published as soon as possible. All I'm going to say here is that the backlash will be insane. Stay tuned for that, my next video, in which I'm bringing you some Battle of King's Landing leaked photos, where you can see how Dany's Fire and Blood will look like, as well as how King's Landing will look like after it's all done and over. Please let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. Also, let me know your thoughts about episode 4. Did you like it or not, and why? And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.